Good evening, stock traders, and welcome to Stock Traders Talk Radio here on a beautiful Wednesday night, May 16th, 2012. I am your host, STT. Joining me on tonight's program, I have Stock Sumo.
Hey, what's happening, STT? Glad to have you back.
Good to be back, sir. Very good to be back. Also joining us on the program tonight is Sifakia.
Aloha, STT, Sumo. What's up?
How's it going over there, Sifakia?
It's going good. Beautiful day over here in the islands, Maui no Ka'oi. Wish you were here.
Well, as most people know that listen to the morning show, we had some difficulties getting it on the air this morning. But we made up for it with a Power Hour show, hosted by Sumo, starring Sifakia. Guys, how'd that show work out today?
Not bad, you know. It was fun. We're still getting used to the setup with the video feed and so forth. So, how'd you think it went?
You had some volume issues. We know that, but I think we got them solved later on. So that hopefully will not happen tomorrow morning on the morning show. We'll have to see how that all works out. Hopefully we spent enough time tonight straightening that mess out. Siffy, what do you think? Think we got it?
I think I got it on my end now. I think you're having issues.
It's on my end. Is that what you're saying?
Tonight it is.
Interesting.
This morning it was on my end.
Interesting.
We'll see tomorrow morning if mine was fixed, because this afternoon it wasn't completely fixed, obviously, but
okay.
I think it's actually Sumo.
I think it's Sumo. I think it's Sumo tonight popping too.
Yeah, it was him this morning being really loud.
Yep, we're getting that pop.
Sumo, what'd you change on your setup, man?
Switched over to my headset, and that's the problem with this darn wireless headset that I got. I got to go back to the setup that I got with the microphone and the other headset. So I'm gonna cut out until then.
All righty.
Oh. Aloha.
It's good to have you on the show. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Come again.
Oh boy. All right. Well, tonight in store for the listeners, we have what we're going to call an STT Radio Look Back show. Since we're missing our two major DD personalities in the format of Mr. Cop and Mr. Haas, as both could not make the show tonight. Of course, as we know, Cop is traveling once again. Man, I got to get his job, I think. Sif, how do we go about doing his job?
Let this be a reminder to you all that this organization will not tolerate failure.
Exactly. Exactly my thoughts there. And since we're missing Mr. Haas, who could not make at all today, either the morning or the night show, me and Siffy are going to sit here and look back all the way to the beginning of STT Radio and see how some of our spotlights and CEO interviews have held up over time. This should be an interesting look back. Now, updates on STT Radio. Our 855 STT live number is working and ready for people to use. So if you wish to call into the show, you may using 855 STT live. That's 855-788-5483. Now, let's talk first about a few changes coming up here at STT Radio. Sif, do you know what they are?
You better fill me in. I didn't get the memo again.
Oh, you were on the phone call with me today.
I wasn't listening.
Wasn't listening. Okay. All right. Well, let's start off with changes to the show as far as what you'll see on Investors Hub under the auditorium link. Right now, as you know, you see the player, which is how we stream our video. You will then, underneath that, hopefully, we're still working on it, but hopefully by the beginning of next week, this will be ready. We will have an interactive chat room placed below our live feed where members can type to us and we will answer as best as we can and try and keep up. So that should be an interesting feature added to the show. Sif, you excited about that one? This was your idea, but let's see how... Oh, he likes that idea. Doesn't want to talk. He's going to talk to me in sound tonight. Wonderful.
No, I love that idea. I love it.
I'm glad you like that. So those are the changes that are upcoming here. Again, our STT Live phone number is active and ready. I had something else. Oh, I wanted to talk about our pixel page beneath that. I'm not sure if everybody understands how to use that pixel page. If you'll notice that most of the images that are up there are companies that we have interviewed, but that is open to any iHub member that wishes to put their, you can either put your board or your profile up there, and it's a very, very inexpensive way. You can just click on that buy pixels, and I think that most of those size banners up there are about $40, and they stay there forever. So that's entirely up to you. Nice little feature, I think. Also, don't forget, next week we shall have, I think we have 3 lined up right now. 3 CEO interviews for you next week, as of right now. We'll see how that all works out. Now, let's start with the look back, and we're going to start on January 2nd. January 2nd of this year. Our stock spotlight here on the radio program was ATRN. Those in the listening audience, I'm more than sure you're familiar with ATRN. Let's take a look at a chart on ATRN. We called it here on the radio program at 0.0088. Let's see how she held up. Siffy, what do you got on the chart for her? Sif, are you going to talk or are you going to stay on mute?
I think he's coming.
Guess that would help, huh?
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, I was pulling up the chart, didn't know which one to look at first, but we're going to go with stockcharts.com because it's a cleaner look. January 1st. Is that what you said?
January 2nd.
2nd. My God. That's unbelievable. As you can see, that's all the way back here. Had a run all the way up to 35. You're talking about, I believe that was, somebody help me here, 34 bagger?
39.9.
39 bagger. Good God. Well, anyways, congratulations to anybody that rode that train all the way to the stars or the moon or wherever you got off at 35.99, hopefully. But it's been a nasty downward channel here. You can see it stayed true to its channel, that's for sure. You could have drawn a line on this first candle here, connecting here, and just coming on down, and every single one of them just finding that support on that line and coming up to the top of the channel. So I'm going to get my pencils set up here on the next chart. I thought I was going to be able to look at this on E-Trade where I can do some drawing. Let's take a quick look at it here and see if I can find a chart where we can look at it. Let's look at 100-day. Get some drawing on here. Now E-Trade's just showing it so small. Sometimes they just don't really show you what you want to see. But you can kind of see it here on this 20-day if we draw some lines on here on this 60-minute. And you can see right here the trend coming down. Just getting hammered. But it looks like you do got a little bottoming going on right here. We'll see if that can hang in there. But yeah, guess that's not the right chart, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah. Flailed on this one, Mike. Let's just go ahead and say you got that 0.051 going back in February, and that looks like that's going to be your next support. We need to see that hold. You can see that was the 20 MA. Obviously, all your moving averages are above you now. Let's take a quick look at the RSI. It's down at 37.37. It's still below that MA overlay, and you can look and see there when that broke the MA overlay, it actually was a sell signal right there. You got that dip, try to come back up, and it fell all the way back down. So That's what happens when those things break. And you can see it again right here on your PPO. When she broke, she rolled over first. That marked the top. And then the second leg down was when she crossed through that overlay and through the histogram. As for your slow stow, same thing. It's rolled over. You can see that negative divergence just keeps making lower highs on the spikes back up. Barely got over that overlay in April. Came right back down. You can see she hasn't got above it again. So I want to see this thing roll over, head back up, get through that overlay, and head towards that 50. As for the chart, it's pretty much self-explanatory. She keeps heading lower. I wouldn't expect to see anything large to happen anytime soon on this name to the upside, unless there's something I don't know about in the works. Obviously there's people that are day trading it, but it's not like it was before. It's not an ATM machine. That could all change, and I think the indicators will give you a cue to that, and also the volume, because you can see that is just gone. That's pretty much all I got on the chart, man. I'll do better on the next one. Sorry about that.
All right. Okay, so that was a nice one there to start off the year. Let's take a look at January 3rd. Our stock spotlight that night was CHDO. CHDO. On that day, it had closed at 0.01. Siffy, what do you got on the chart for that one?
You hit me up too fast, Mike. You
Sorry
gotta
there,
work them.
Sorry,
You gotta
there,
work
bud.
them a little, man. Sorry, my bad. I'm used to having a 45-minute due diligence before I gotta pull up
I
my
don't have
chart.
anything in front of me except our iBox, my friend.
Oh my God, I'm flailing here. Good thing we're not getting paid for this, huh?
Yeah. Nope.
Whew. All right, CHDO.
CHDO.
Alrighty.
I will give you more time next time, sir.
Laugh now, cry later. You know what they say?
Uh-huh.
CHDO. That was a beast. I'm letting everything catch up here, and I think we're about caught up. Wow, this thing had a nice little pop today, huh? Very nice. 25.98. Only 250,000 volume, but hey, looks like she came down and tested that 200 MA at 0.012 and even dipped below it briefly and then headed back north. You can see she's got that 0.016, 0.017, 0.019, going all the way back to March when she hit that high. So you got some resistance up above. Look to see if she can get above it. This was definitely a big candle. You can see that RSI, it found good support. You got a nice positive divergence going on there. It's at 57.35. It's through the overlay. Gotta love that. As for your your PPO, I like that as well. It's got headed back up, and I wanted to see it move through that overlay. Same with the slow stow. It's at 51.11. It is through the midpoint by 1.11, and you can see it's heading through that overlay. So you can see back here in March when she headed through the same setup last time, what she did. She had a nice little run, and that's when she made a run for 0.19. Or I mean 0.019, I'm sorry. So yeah, good setup here, man. It's had a lot of consolidation, and definitely like to get this one on the radar. I'm glad we're going through these tonight, because a lot of these tickers they've left the building on my watch list, and this looks interesting.
Yep, nice little recap here. All right, now the next one, we had a special guest on for this one. I don't know if everybody remembers this stock spotlight that we did. JBII, where we had Hans join us on the show and help us out with our due diligence on it. He knew a lot about the company and the CEO, and just had a wealth of information for the listeners out there. That day, it had closed at 0.86. 86 cents it closed that. The following day, it was at 140, I believe, if I remember correctly. Somewhere around there. So it was a very nice gainer the next day. JBII. Let's take a look at where JBII stands today. And Siffy, let us know what you got there, sir.
I'm actually ready for you this time, and we were able to pull it up on E-Trade. And that day that it had that dip, that was awesome. I remember that day like it was yesterday, and it had a little dip and rip, and boing, that was the bounce. So let's go ahead and take a look. We're looking at daily right now. Let's go ahead and look at it 1 year, and we're looking at E-Trade right now. And let's throw a line on the top up here. And let's drop it down off of that swing high, and you can see based on that, we are at a resistance going all the way back to July 2011. Let's throw a line on the bottom here. You can see if you just place it on there, I can't even go off that chart right now. That's one thing about E-Trade that I'm not real happy about, but we'll just say that we're at the top of the channel, obviously. And you can also see you've definitely got, you got a few different lines you can go off of here if you place them, and you can see what I just did there. I came off this bottom here. I placed it on this swing high, which would have been a resistance. Obviously, you could place it on this one as well, but then I placed it on the next swing high here in middle of February, and that's given us a look at what could happen, not what's going to happen, but speculation. And this is how I draw my lines to give myself a speculation. You got to give yourself a path of what the possibilities are, and you'd be surprised how it follows through on it. Because I mean, even based on this, going back to August 2011, if you would have started your line there and then just let it rest on here and did an extend right, which would extend it forever, at least on my platform on E-Trade. Then as this chart moved down and then came up in October, it would have hit that. That was resistance. And then when it came through it, and then obviously you see it hit again in February 2012. So now we're looking at this downward channel on JBII. It hit that based off of the swing high in July 2011 and in December, January 2012. And you can see what she did. She kissed that. I mean, literally kissed it, and is 2 candles down 2 days in a row. So now you're setting on that 20 MA, and we're going to have to go in on a little closer chart. But I also want to draw a couple more resistances that we can look at here. Is if we took one off of, right here, you could draw one like that and say, okay, there's a support line based on that. If that one was to break down as well, I'd get out of the way. That also, you got your slow stow. It's rolled over. That doesn't look the greatest. The RSI is shooting down. So I would be very careful on this one. Let's come in real quick on this just because it's easy for me to do on this. Let's go on a 60-minute, 20-day. Let's see what the intermediate chart is telling us. And same thing, you can draw that line on the bottom here. You can set it right there. That's going to be your bottom line. If this 100 MA doesn't hold, and you can see that setting there right around that 105, you got a steep decline going on here. So keep your eye on that. That thing is just wedging, just real steep. So I want to be a bit surprised to see the bounce off of that bottom green line support that we got drawn there. But yeah, and to get back up, the bounce, you can see you've already got a resistance set up right there based on a few Tuesdays back. And then last week, Tuesday, again hit it. And then we broke out. And now you can see she came up, kissed it after finding that support on the 100 MA. So a lot of stuff going on here with JBII. But yeah, I would stick to that daily chart that we pulled up. I'll go back to that one more time here real quick. Pull up the 1 year. You can see those lines. Stick to them. And if there's a way on your platform that you can extend them into the future so that, as the tape moves forward, you don't lose it, I highly suggest and encourage that you do so. And, even if it's just putting it on that last swing high or that last swing low and then connecting it to the next one, even if it's within, 10 days, 30 days or a quarter, obviously you can adjust it, but you'll be amazed when you pull up that daily or a weekly or even anything within after a 60-minute chart, how those lines will follow through. And I mean, it's pretty even amazing on an intraday chart, day trading. And that's what I love about drawing lines.
All right. Very nice. Very nice. That was an interesting one when we did that. I know Hans that then joined us on the radio for a couple of weeks after that with, remember that, Sif? Sif?
Yeah, I thought he was part of the team. Where'd he go?
Yeah,
Where'd you go, Hans?
He joined us on a for a couple of weeks when we used to sit here and ask each other what we liked. Remember? And every single night, oh, I'm really liking this JBII. Was his answer to us.
Well, since he likes JBII so much, he's got himself some support to buy coming up.
All right. Let's take a look at our next ticker on our board here. The ticker is JD. I'm sorry, not J. Let's start over. Let's take a look at our next ticker. GDSM. GDSM. We spotlighted this on the 5th of January. It was currently trading at 0.001. The following, well, I can't say the following day because we've updated our iBox. But I know this thing did very well. Siffy, you got a chart ready for us on GDSM?
I do. Unfortunately, it's not on E-Trade, so I don't get a draw on it. The drawing tool's not pulling up for me for some reason tonight. But yeah, GDSM. What a beast. What was, okay, let me guess on this one. GDSM was a 33 bagger.
That's what we have on our iBox, 33.4.
Jeez, cop, you freak. How many multi-baggers did he call? It's amazing. He doesn't even get credit for all of them, actually. You just get to see these ones because they're actually on our spotlights. But just his money balls and his inner ringers that he's called. Do yourself a favor, and not just him. I want to throw out a lot of our members, but Haas has got quite a bit. He actually called the run before the big run of the awesome penny stock Finanza. Haas was on it, saw the money coming in, and said, big promo coming. Haas, nuts. GDSM, guys, unbelievable. Run all the way to 0.0344. And you can go ahead and use that RSI when it crossed through that 50 MA overlay, or that PPO when it rolled over. Roll it up and smoke it, because she was good to go. And time to take profits in it, because, look at it. It was parabolic, and those indicators let you know it was time to exit stage left. And then you got another cue to exit stage left when you broke through that 20 MA, and then you seen her come down like clockwork. She kissed that 50 MA and came back up, kissed that 20 MA when she hit that 0.0139, couldn't get through it, traded back down. Now she's stuck in between that 20 and the 50 until she broke below it. You had that 20 cross through the 50, just like we always talk about the 20 crossing through the 50, or 50 through the 100, or yada, yada, yada being the golden cross. Well, when they come down the other way, that's the death cross. So there you go. It's coming down. Now you got that 20 coming down. It's kissing that 50. Or the 100, which is sitting at 0.0065. You got your price per share below it at 0.0051. You can see the volume is dried up. Your biggest volume was on the down days. So go figure. And basically, I'd be eyeing this thing if I was, going to put my risk reward on. I'm eyeing that 200 MA. It's setting at 0.0036. This candle you see here, you could call that an indecision, a spinning top. I'm not really a candle guy, obviously, so I should probably shut up. But whatever that is, I'm going to say she's confused. Somebody thinks she's going to get a dip and rip, find some support here. We'll see. But if she does, you've got that 100 MA and that 20 MA above you. So you got resistance there, that 0.0065. Got that support of that 200 MA. If she doesn't hold that 200 MA, you got that 0.0023, which was the swing high going back to all the way beginning in January before she went on that monster run. So radar that. You got a few things to look at. Like I said, the RSI, it's fallen down and can't get up, but she's trying. She's at 38.63. You got that overlay at 46.40. Let's get through there and then take it from that. PPO, same thing. Just showing a lot of weakness, showing the uninterest. The Momo is gone. Not saying it can't come back. A lot of negative divergences going on. So, yep, keep your eye on it. I know there's a lot of bag holders in this. At least it hasn't kept tanking. But, hey, that's when it breaks through that 200 MA. If she can't hold that, if she travels down there, trapdoor. See you later.
Trapdoor.
That's what I got.
Trapdoor, huh?
Yep.
Unbelievable. Okay. That was a nice call right there. All right, next one up on the iHub board is POWT. We did this one on the 8th of January. The day it closed at .062. I have no idea where that stands today. POWT. Should be an interesting one to look back at, I think. Let's see if Siffy's ready with a chart.
Oh, Siffy's ready, and POWT. It just never really did anything for us. You can't pick them all, Cop. You know what I'm saying? Throwing darts is a science, and he's almost mastered it. But maybe it's time to sharpen the darts on that day. But yeah, POWT wasn't the greatest. Is what it is. Hopefully everybody got out of the way, because I have a feeling we probably told you at some point, when we do our spotlights, we went over the charts, and I always try to be non-objective. It's all my opinion. I'm not a financial.
I'm gonna have to step up to the plate on this one and
do it, Sumo. Do it.
I encouraged Cop to pick this one. I think this was my call, and I'm gonna take full credibility on this one because, not often do people admit when they're wrong, but I'm gonna go out on a limb here because I think this was one of mine. I think I heard some rumors or something. Sometimes, hey, that's the gamble that I take sometimes. And this was one of those ones I think it was my idea to influence Cop, and then he jumped on my bandwagon, so to say. And it had that one move up there in the beginning of the year, and then you've seen the big volume pour into it, and ever since then, it's just been on a steady decline. You saw it get through that 200-day moving average, and then it couldn't hold over that for very long. You've seen that right in the beginning of the year there. Looks like it's like January 6th or 7th and 8th, right in that range. And then it just collapsed, and it once it broke through the 100-day and the 20-day, it fell through that. It tried to get back above that 20-day for a second there around the 10th, 11th, before the 17th. And then ever since the 17th, it's just kind of been on a downslide. Had one little pop to about 4.5 cents off of 032. Right in the beginning of February, hit a high of 4.5 off of 032, so I saw about a 50% move there. But other than that, you haven't been able to play this stock for any gains, and it's just had a struggle of a time getting above that 20-day moving average, and it couldn't get above that, and it's just been trying to find a bottom here. This could actually be one of those plays. Unless they do a reverse split, because you got to watch out for sometimes, some of these companies are known for that. You never know. Look at the history. If they've done reverses in the past, chances are they might do it again. Just looking at the RSI, though, that's down at 31. It looks like it's at an all-time low since December. And it looks like it's not done finding that low. The PPO recently, started to diverge, and those lines are splitting apart. They don't look like they're ready to cross anytime soon. So the blue bars on the histogram are also down, going down. Looks like there's some room to the downside here. It doesn't look like it's done sniffing out its bottom. Meanwhile, the slow stow is pointing south. That's not done. It's also in an oversold, period since, looks like it's at a low since March 10th. It was, you see that back there, the slow stow was pointing south. So nothing really positive about this chart here.
Okay. All right. Well, it happens. Can't win them all, can you? If not, we'd all be rich. It'd be nice. All right. All right. Well, let's take a look at the next one. This is a CEO interview that we did. SATM, SATM, SATM. We did this on January 9th, 2012. It was trading that day at 0.03. Let's take a look at where it stands today on May 16th. Siffy, what do you got for us on that chart?
Well, I couldn't find it. Did they change tickers or something?
SATM? SATM?
Yeah. I'm getting SATMX when I try to type it up. And that's not it.
Well, let's take a look.
Why SATM? Why aren't you working? Not working. Not working.
They must have had a symbol change of some sort, or.
Okay. All right, let's rewind and go back to another one.
Is that who became Gessie?
No, that was the. Let me see. I don't think so. Let's take a look.
Who's got the
Green
little birdie?
energy. Green energy.
You sure that's not Gessie?
Yep, that's the one.
Jeez.
That's the one. Well,
I knew it.
sorry, I'm
Okay,
going
let me
by
pull it up.
going by II box. I can't remember all of these. You crazy?
I know.
Let's take a look here.
I just like being right over you once in a while.
Close.
Let's take a look at Gessie.
Closed today at 0.025. Take a look. Go ahead.
I got her.
Got her? Go
Yep.
for it.
Okay, so here's the Gessie daily. I'll let the player catch up with me here. All right. Yeah, this thing had a nice run to it here as of late. So, yep, you can see that 0.0600 back in March after it had that huge run back in December from 0.007. So, was that a 9-bagger? Nearly a 10-bagger there. So, beast of a run, and then she broke down. You can see when she broke through that 20 MA, just like when she had her run from the bottom when she broke through the 20 MA and then through all the moving averages. And like we always talk about, when that 20 MA crosses through that 50 and then up through the 100 and through the 200 and the price per share, you can get big kabooms. And basically you went from 0.025 to 0.06 after it made those crosses. Well, just like when you get the big upside explosion, you get it to the downside as well. You cross through that 20, then you cross through that 50, and you can see you cross that 20 crossed through the 50, and she was done. You didn't find a bottom until 0.01. So whoever was buying that 0.06, I hope your stops were tight. I know on my platform I can actually have it sold based off the moving averages. So like I said before, whatever platform you got, find your functions and figure out how to control the risk. As for the upside here, you can see she's had a nice bounce off that 0.01 in May. She got back through that 20 MA again, which she couldn't get through since she fell off the cliff at 0.06. You can see she tried a few times, just couldn't do it. She finally did, and then you had her rip up, kiss that 200 MA, kiss it again, came down and found support on that 20 MA, and now she's back up. I like this. She's got her price per share back through that 100 and through the 200. You see her come up. She kissed that 50 and found support on the 200. So it looks like there's a lot of strength going on. I like that you got the positive divergence going with the stock. Sometimes you'll see the stock going down and you see positive divergence. That's good. And you see that here, the stock price was going down, but you are actually starting to find the positive divergence. You cross through that RSI overlay actually at that 0.01 bottom. So that was your indicator that she might be going higher. That's why I throw those on there, is they work. And you can see it's moving up. She's through the 50 midpoint line. She's at 59.83. Same with that PPO, same thing. You had to cross through that overlay. That's why I throw it on there. Some people are, your first indicator was when she actually moved up. Your confirmation was through the overlay. And now the next confirmation will be through the midpoint and getting positive through the histogram. As for your slow stow, Same thing. You can see the overlay cross right there at that 0.01. That's why I watch the dailies. Don't get caught up on your 5-minute unless you're day trading. This thing is a little high at 93.70. That's showing the strength, but it's also showing the resistance that you're seeing there on the actual stock hitting that 50 MA. So let's see this price per share keep moving. Let's see the volume come back in. Let's get that 20 MA back through these 50, 200, and 100, and let's see if we can move higher. If not, be careful. You've got a steep angle down. That's about it, Mike. Good stuff.
All right, very good. All right, the next ticker on our board is PDOS. PDOS. We did this January 11th. It was trading at that day at 0.0029. Today, it's trading. Oh, that's not good. PDOSE it is now, SIF, just so you know. It is trading today at 0004. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Today's volume, just over 1 million in volume, down 20%.
Can't find it.
Can't find it? PDOSE?
PDOSE Platinum Studios.
Yep.
It comes up on my E-Trade. It wouldn't come up on my stock charts.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Couldn't
So
find
let's E-Trade's just showing a big death drop.
Yeah.
Flatliner. Let's see if we can pull her in any tighter.
You gonna do your
16.
E-Trade?
Yeah, I'm just trying to do whatever I can. It's on there. It's not shifting over, I guess.
Okay, hold on.
I'm on her.
You're on her.
Just trying to find something where we can get a look at it. Not a lot to look at. Let's get to Cops winner, shall we?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, that was a tough one. There was a tough one. All right. Next one that we want to look at is, well, we can do this one here. ICPA. ICPA, we spotlighted January 18th. It was trading then at 0.0013. It reached a high that we know of 0.0585. That's 44 bags. Now, let's see where ICPA stands today. ICPA is currently trading at 0.0335. Had a little bit over 5 million in volume today. This thing's just been a great play from the get-go. We did an interview. How many times we've had him on now? 3 times?
Oh, countless times. Yeah, three, 4 times, I think.
Yeah.
The relationship there with Steve Sandler, he's a great guy. The things that they're doing for STT is incredible. It really helps us broaden our listenership, being featured in the business section, and with our app coming out soon, it's going to get real fun with the reaching out to a whole new demographics and getting out to a lot more people. So he's gonna be assisting in that, and it's just a great relationship. Nice to see CEOs of public companies that are doing a good job and giving us a little bit something back in return and helping us out the same token. So, man, that thing has been a beast in the past too. It's just been awesome. It's found a nice level of support here, Siffy. Why don't you run with the chart?
Alrighty, running with the chart. I got an E-Trade chart up so I can draw some lines. I'll let Mike catch up to me here. Mike's playing catch up. He's caught up. All right, so what I'm going to do here is go, wow, beast. What did we get on this one? Cop winner, 44 bagger?
44, correct.
44 bagger. Boom. Cop, that makes up for the 2 losers we just showed of yours. Because we had stopped in place on the losers, okay? And the winners, we just added to them the whole way, right? Right. Okay, so downtrend. That thing was insane. Let's draw a couple lines here. You can see, looks like we got our wedge going on here. But the one thing I want to do is you can look at this this trend here, the first one, and how those lines work out. And you can see here, she ran along this trend the whole time. She came down, she broke it. She came down, she hit that 20 MA. She found support, came up, hit that trend line that used to be at support, which was now resistance, and started coming on down. Now we can go ahead and place a line off of that that top one, and that might be a little bit. Let's go ahead and make it I took it off the. I'm going to leave it there just because I don't care about that big old wick up at the top. That was probably 10 minutes of action. So we're going to go ahead and leave it in place right there. And obviously you got that 20 MA working as one, but I'm going to go ahead and throw one on here as well. And you can see what you got going on there. Little wedge formation, so it looks like make or break time. You've got your 20 MA being your main support there. And basically looking at this chart, you know, you've got some resistance coming through here at that 0.04. So if it can get back through that, she could continue her move up. She hasn't broken the 20 MA on a daily. You've got all those moving averages below you. I don't like that the 20 MA is so far away from the rest of them. It needs to play catch up and needs to play it quick. I also don't like that the MACD's rolled over. The RSI is heading lower. The slow stow. Let's go ahead and I'm going to pull up a chart on flip it over here and you can get a little bit better look at this thing, what I'm talking about on here. I can't draw the lines on this, but you can see a lot clearer on stockcharts.com. For some reason, each trade doesn't like pulling up charts of pennies, whatevers. But yeah, God, unreal. But yep, you could call this, you could start to call this a little bit of a bull flag if you want, longer term. It's beasting whatever it's doing, but I like the way it's consolidating. I just do not want to see it break below that 20, because if it did, I'd have to go ahead and radar at least that 0.021 where you saw it find the bottom, and if it can't hold that, 0.0137, and of course that 200 MA is key at a 0.0108, and all those are going to be going up since they're heading in the left hand to right hand corner as the tape moves forward. And like we said, you can see better on this that RSI is just bouncing on that overlay. So it's at an indecision point. It needs to hold it. If it doesn't hold that overlay and that PPO, I don't like it, and she might be heading lower. So keep her on radar, play it accordingly, and remember, when these moving averages break, just look at the patterns. Look back. Look at any chart you want. Pull it back 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Look at Apple. Look at Google. Look at ICPA when it first started going. Any chart you want. The moving averages are key.
Yep.
Stick with them.
All right, good stuff there. I'm going to move down to February 6th, where we took a look at ANTS, if you can believe it. ANTS. It was trading then at 0.007, and we have it as a high of 0.03. That's 328%.
Actually, it looks like it hit a high of 0328.
0328?
Yep.
Okay. We have 03 on our board. Let's take a look at where it stands today. Today, it closed at 0.0055, down 0.0006, just under 3 million in volume. Siffy, what do you got on the chart for this one?
This chart is awesome. I'm going to hand it off to Sumo. Sumo Slam it.
All right, then.
All right.
Back on February 6th it was. You seen the 20-day that was just curling up. It looked like it hit a trough. It hit its bottom. And right around the 13th, the 20-day crossed the 50-day moving average. And that's when you seen the stock just break out, and that's when it hit its high of 0328. So really nice move there. And since then, you've seen it pull back, and it couldn't hold above that 20-day moving average. You want to see it hold above that. When it hit that high of 0328, it almost wanted to cross past that 100-day, but couldn't get above that, and it just retraced. And like I was saying there, it fell below that 20-day, couldn't hold above that, and then it couldn't hold above the 50-day there. And you've seen it in the month of March. It just pulled back to a low of about 0041. Tried to bounce a couple times there. April 10th, it looks like, April 9th, 10th, it had some big volume there, hit a high of 008, tried to get above those moving averages and couldn't. But now, as of late, it's gotten above those moving averages in the month of May, hit a high of 0089, and it's just looking like it's a little bit of a roller coaster ride, and it wants to fight through this channel and see an uptrend. So we're seeing, some consolidation off after that recent run. It's holding above the 20-day, which is positive, and looks like it wants to, try to fight through, battle that 100-day as we've seen today. The 100-day is at 0064, and it hit a high of 0066. It opened at 0066 and then saw the low of 0055 where she closed at. So the RSI seems to be, trying to stay above that 50 overlay. Like to see it hold above that 50 overlay. Also like to see it hold above the 50 mark. Right now it's at 48.21. Currently, the PPO looks like it's kissing and looks like it's ready to cross, which could be a bearish signal. But the good thing is it's holding above that 50 overlay. So as long as the blue bars on the histogram stay north, which they look like they're trying to, fight to stay above that 3.24, we'll be looking at that. Meanwhile, the slow stow, they look like they're ready to hook up and possibly cross and turn back up here soon. So the chart's looking pretty good from a couple aspects. I like the decent liquidity. Notice that it's had some big volume days in the past, and when it has big volume, it tends to run. So we'll be looking, if they make any key developments or if there's any announcements and some heavy volume returns to the stock, could see a breakout. Definitely want to keep an eye on that. What I do like is that the 20-day average is climbing towards that 100-day, and it wants to cross that. And if that happens, that'll be a golden cross. That'll be a nice signal on the chart.
Okay. Very nice there. All right, now, next one up for us, we're going to go to February 15th, where we took a look at GDSI. GDSI closed that day at 0.1399. Our records indicate a high of 0.31. That's 0.31, 31 cents. Let's take a look at what it's doing today. GDSI is currently trading at 0.08. It was down today, 0.01, 11%. Volume, 70,000. 70,000. What happened here? Siffy, what is that chart telling us?
Well, a lot of stuff going on. You can see it's had this downtrend here. I'm going to draw a line on this. Oh, maybe I'm not going to draw a line on that. Try again. Work for me, baby. Okay, trying again. Drawing a line on here. Not going to work. Whatever. There's no lines today for this one. You can see she came down, broke that 20 MA, just kept falling, got as low as below the 200. She found that support, that 0.045. You had a .055 going all the way back to February, so that might have been a little bit of a reason they were looking at it. You could probably pull this out maybe at a weekly and find a more of a support reason or a reason why. Maybe there was news. But anyways, volume came back in and they pounded this thing all the way back up to that 100 MA at .012, where it hit it like a head on the Chevy, whatever the hell that means. I was thinking of when I was working under a vehicle once and set up and split my forehead open. What a retard. Anyways, she came back down, tried to find that 20 MA support, couldn't do it. She tried again today. I do not like that reversal candle you got going on there. At least she did close above that 20 MA, but I don't know if she's going to hold. That RSI is hooking over hard. It's setting at 47.80. If she was to fall below that 50 MA overlay, I'd get scared. You can see what she did last time, and that was back in March when she broke below that, just like she broke below it on that PPO, and that was the beginning of the death drop. And the PPO does look a little bit more promising. You've got that crossing up. It's through the overlay, so there is some positive stuff going on. The tape's more important than the indicators, though, no doubt about that. They're just for fun and to make you feel good at night, I guess. Your slow stow, it came down. It did find that's one cue there. You can see when the price per share hit that .045. Can't even see the slow stow. I got to pull it down farther. For some reason, we didn't get our screen sizing right there, Mike.
Mine's right. You're a little low.
I'm a little low, huh? Well, anyways, now you can see the slow stow a little bit. Let me pull it up a little bit more. I'll have to fix that. Anyways, when the price per share hit that .045, the slow stow was bouncing off that 50 MA overlay. So, again, the overlay coming through and giving you the heads up. So, yep, I don't know about this one. Not something I'd want to play.
All right, let's take a look at one more tonight. Be the last one for tonight. We're going to look at March 7th. We did a stock spotlight on AAPT. That day it was trading at .002. We have it as a high of .04. That's a 19 bagger for anybody that played it from the get-go. Today, it is currently trading at .023. No change. It had 500,000 in volume today. So, let's take a look at this chart and see what she's going to do.
All right.
Oh, I want to do this one. Can I do this one?
Do it.
Oh, yeah. It was such a good one. Love the makeup of this one. So it was right on January, February, March 7th that we called this one. So you see back then it was the 20-day was just about to curl up there past that 50-day, and the rest of these moving averages, the 50-day was moving up, and right in the 7th it was about then that the 20-day passed through that 50-day, and you saw the stock start to make its uptrend. And once the stock broke above the 100-day, really started to turn up, and it made it all the way past the 200-day. Ran as high as 01, 05, and then it had a consolidation. You saw the moving averages really trend up. Both the 20 and the 50 crossed through the 100-day moving average, and shortly thereafter, the stock broke out to new highs. And once they both passed the 200-day moving average, you really saw the breakout all the way up to 0398. So really nice run up on this one. And since that high of 0398, the AAPT consolidated. It wanted to fight above that 20-day for a while there, but then right here in May, it broke below that, and it's having a tough time. It's struggling to get above that 20-day moving average. What I do like is it's holding above the 50 though, so it's trading in a tight channel. in between the 50 and the 20-day moving averages. At one point, it dipped as low as 0.15, and then two trading sessions following that, it hit a high of 0.27. So nice little swing there within a couple of days. But it's holding above that 50-day nicely, and this volume has tapered off since then. So you've seen the consolidation on light volume, so it's not like it's selling off or consolidating on heavy volume, so that's good. You got the RSI that's just below the 50 mark, and once it broke below the 50 overlay, that's when the stock fell apart below the 20-day moving average. You got the PPO, that's also way below the 50 overlay, and those lines look like they're starting to see a hint of convergence, possible time to cross soon, and it's right around the 0 line. So right now that's at 3.934. Recently, the slow stow tried to get above that 50 overlay. Right now, it's kind of like hovering right at it, right below it. Those lines are staying above the 50 MA, or the 50 mark, excuse me. So I'd like to see the slow stow get above that 50 MA overlay, and as long as it holds above the 50 line, then that'll be good. So nice looking chart, really. Like this AAPT.
All right, very, very good there. All right, now, if you want to check out all our stats, they're on our iBox at Investors Hub. Now, a few things. I've had a few questions emailed to me, and I want to address those now on the show. First of all, I want to say that the chat room that we're going to be adding is our chat room, not Investors Hub. All right, and if you want to have the ability to type, you will have to register at our website to be able to get in there and actually type in the chat room. Just so you know, the only thing that we do as far as like a newsletter or anything like that is we send out one a week just to let you know the times of the shows and what we have upcoming. So with that said, that's hopefully next week. We have the work is in progress. We're hoping early, towards the end of this week to get it up, and then we'll fine tune it and put it all together. And then once we have that all set up, we'll have it on the Investors Hub auditorium page so everybody can interact with the show. Currently, you're looking at the CEO interviews that we have conducted since the beginning of the year. Again, you can look at our iBox. These are all archived on Investors Hub if you ever want to listen to one of the older interviews that we've done.
60 seconds.
Also, don't forget, if you have any questions or comments for the show, you can email us at admin@stocktraderstalk.com. Guys, good job tonight. I know we're shorthanded. We did all we could, right?
Yes, sir. Good job.
So let's wrap it up here, and we'll be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Catch the guys in the morning as they start off the day. And then tomorrow night, we should have the return of Mr. Kopp and Mr. Haas in the morning show and Mr. Kopp at the night show. So we should be back full bore tomorrow night. And also, Haas would kill me if I didn't mention this. Don't forget
10 seconds.
to watch Duck Dynasty tonight on A&E channel. You'll love it. You'll thank me for letting you know about that information. It is a great show. You'll absolutely love it, I promise. But from all of us here at Stock Traders Talk Radio to all of you out there in Stock Traders Talk Radio listening land, it's a mouthful, by the way, we wish you all the best in all your trades, and may your portfolios always be green. This is Stock Traders Talk Radio, and we are out.
Aloha!
Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio. All views and topics talked about on Stock Traders Talk Radio is solely for entertainment purposes. We are not professional financial advisors and always recommend you seek the advice of a professional financial advisor. Never invest in any stock featured on our show unless you can afford to lose your entire investment. The information contained on our show is based on sources which we believe to be reliable, but is not guaranteed by us as being accurate, and might not be a complete statement or summary of the available data. Stock Traders Talk Radio advises that the investments in companies profiled are commonly considered to be high risk, and use of the information provided is at the investor's sole risk. Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio.